Your soul contracts are activating right now, and if you've been feeling restless, overwhelmed, or like something massive is shifting inside you, this isn't coincidence. This is your wake-up call. For the past few months, maybe even years, you've felt it. That pull, that knowing, that restless energy that won't let you sleep at night. You wake up at 3 a.m. with your heart pounding, not from anxiety, but from anticipation. Like your soul is trying to remind you of something important you've forgotten. You've been wondering why you feel so different, so chosen. Why you can't just be normal like everyone else. Why small talk feels like torture and shallow relationships drain your soul. Why you're constantly searching for something deeper, something more meaningful. Well, I'm here to tell you something that might change everything. You are chosen, you always have been. And your mission, your real reason for being here, is activating right now. But here's what nobody's telling you about being a light worker in 2025. Look, I need you to understand something that most spiritual teachers won't tell you because it sounds too intense, too real. We are living through the biggest spiritual awakening in human history. Not just some new age fantasy. I'm talking about a massive consciousness shift that's happening right now, whether people are ready or not. And you're feeling it in your bones. You're watching the old systems crumble around you. The career paths that used to make sense. The relationships that used to feel fulfilling. The dreams that used to excite you. They're all falling apart, and everyone's calling it a crisis. But what if I told you it's not a crisis? What if it's exactly what's supposed to happen? See, your sensitivity, that thing that's made you feel broken your whole life, it's not a weakness. It's your spiritual antenna. You're picking up frequencies that most people can't even detect. When you walk into a room and immediately feel the tension nobody's talking about, when you know someone is lying before they even open their mouth, when you can sense the collective anxiety building in the world, that's not you being too much. That's you doing exactly what you came here to do. You're here to be part of the solution, not a victim of the chaos. While everyone else is panicking about the world falling apart, you're one of the few who can actually see what's being built in its place. You're witnessing the death of the old world, so the new one can be born. And it's messy. It's painful. It's supposed to be. Here's what I want you to really hear. If you've been feeling like you don't belong in this world, like you're some kind of alien walking around in human clothes, constantly searching for your real family, your real home, that's because you're not from this world. You're here on assignment. You volunteered for this. Your soul signed up to be here during the most chaotic, transformative time in human history. But here's the part that's going to shock you. Your mission isn't what you think it is. Here's the truth that's going to shatter everything you thought you knew about your purpose. You're not here to save everyone. I know that's not what you wanted to hear. I know you've been carrying this massive weight, feeling responsible for healing everyone around you, thinking that if you just love hard enough, give enough, sacrifice enough, you can fix all the broken people in your life. But your job isn't to fix broken people. Your job is to embody light, not force it down people's throats. There's a massive difference between being a lighthouse and being a rescue boat. A lighthouse doesn't chase ships. It simply shines, and the ships that are ready to come to shore will find their way. The ones that aren't ready, they'll keep sailing in the dark, and that's their choice to make. Stop trying to convince people who aren't ready. Stop exhausting yourself trying to wake up people who are still hitting the snooze button on their souls. Your energy is sacred, and when you pour it into people who don't want to receive it, you're not helping them. You're enabling their spiritual laziness and depleting yourself in the process. Now here's something that might break your heart open in the best way. Your wounds are your qualifications. Every single trauma you've survived, every piece of darkness you've had to navigate, every moment you wanted to give up but didn't, that's not your damage. That's your degrees. That's your PhD in human suffering and transformation. Every trauma you've healed makes you a healer. Not because you read it in a book, not because someone gave you a certificate, but because you've walked through the fire and came out the other side. Your darkness is your qualification to help others find light. You can't take people where you haven't been. You can't guide someone out of depression if you've never been depressed. You can't help someone heal from betrayal if you've never been betrayed. Your scars are your credentials. Your story is your service. The very things you're ashamed of are the very things that make you qualified to help others who are walking the same path. And here's the final truth that's going to set you free. Your ordinary life is your mission. You don't need to be on stage speaking to thousands. You don't need to write best-selling books or start a spiritual empire. You don't need to quit your day job and become a full-time guru. Your presence alone shifts energy. Being authentically you, messy, imperfect, real, human you, is your spiritual service. When you show up as your true self in your workplace, in your family, in your community, you give everyone around you permission to do the same. That's how consciousness shifts, one authentic human interaction at a time. If you're feeling this deep in your soul right now, you're not crazy, you're calibrated. You're tuned into frequencies that most people can't access yet. But here's where most light workers get it completely wrong. Now I need you to understand something that's going to change how you see your entire journey. All those feelings you've been having, the restlessness, the loneliness, the frustration, they're not signs that something's wrong with you. They're signs that something's right with you. They're activation signals. Your soul is trying to get your attention, and it's been sending you the same 5 messages over and over again. Most people ignore these signs or think they're problems to be fixed. But what if I told you they're actually confirmations that you're exactly where you need to be? Let me show you the 5 unmistakable signs that your mission is activating right now. Sign 1. You feel urgency without direction. You wake up every day with this fire in your chest, this knowing that you're supposed to be doing something important, something meaningful. But when people ask you what exactly, you can't put it into words. It's like having a song stuck in your head that you can't quite remember the lyrics to. You're feeling cold but confused about how. You know you're meant for more, but the more feels frustratingly vague. You scroll through job postings feeling dead inside. You look at other people's lives and think, that's not it either. You feel like you're running out of time for something you can't even name. Here's what's really happening. That urgency isn't anxiety. It's your soul's GPS turning on. Your internal navigation system is booting up, and it's creating this energetic pressure because your mission window is opening. The urgency you feel isn't random. It's precisely calibrated to the timing of what's coming. So stop trying to figure it all out with your mind. Trust the pull before you see the path. Your soul knows exactly where it's going, even when your brain is still catching up. That restless energy, it's not impatience, it's preparation. Sign 2. You're outgrowing people and places. Suddenly, conversations that used to engage you feel like torture. Friends who used to understand you now look at you like you're speaking a foreign language. Places that used to feel like home now feel like prisons. You're becoming someone you don't even recognize, and it's terrifying and exhilarating at the same time. You're feeling lonely and misunderstood, like you're the only person who cares about deep things anymore. Small talk makes your skin crawl. Shallow relationships drain your energy. You'd rather be alone than pretend to be someone you're not. But here's the truth. You're not losing yourself. You're finding yourself. You're not becoming difficult. You're becoming authentic. You're vibrating at your mission frequency now. And that frequency doesn't match everyone from your old life. And that's not only okay, it's necessary. Honor your evolution, even if others don't understand it. You can't stay small to make others comfortable. You can't dim your light to avoid making others feel insecure. Your growth is not your apology to make. Sign 3. You can't stand fake anymore. Everything feels hollow. The news feels manipulated. Social media feels performative. Even spiritual communities feel inauthentic. You can smell BS from a mile away, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. You're constantly thinking, why is everyone pretending? Why won't anyone just be real? Everything feels shallow and meaningless because you've developed X-ray vision for authenticity. What used to satisfy you, surface-level connections, meaningless achievements, empty entertainment, now feels like plastic food when your soul is starving for nutrition. Your authenticity radar is activated. This isn't you becoming negative or judgmental. This is you becoming discerning. You're developing the ability to sense truth from lies, depth from performance, genuine love from manipulation. This is a spiritual superpower, not a character flaw. Be the realness you want to see in the world. Instead of complaining about the fakeness, become the authentic presence that draws other real people out of hiding. Your genuine energy is like a beacon for other souls who are tired of pretending too. Sign 4. You're seeing through everything. You look at the world's problems, and you don't just see the symptoms. You see the root causes. You see the patterns behind the chaos. You understand connections that others miss. But this clarity is overwhelming because once you see how broken everything is, you can't unsee it. You're feeling overwhelmed by the world's problems because you're seeing them clearly for the first time. It's like someone turned on the lights in a room you thought was clean, and now you can see all the dust. The dust was always there. You just couldn't see it before. But clear sight is your spiritual superpower. Most people are walking around half-blind, treating symptoms instead of causes, fighting effects instead of addressing roots. Your ability to see through the illusions isn't a burden. It's exactly what this world needs. Use discernment, not judgment. See clearly, but don't let what you see make you bitter. Your job isn't to fix everything you can see. Your job is to hold a vision of what's possible and help others see it too. Sign 5. You feel time running out. There's this constant ticking in your head, this sense that something massive is coming and you need to be ready. You feel like you're running out of time to become who you're supposed to be. Every day that passes without doing your purpose feels like a day wasted. You're having anxiety about not doing enough, not being enough, not contributing enough. You look at your life and think, I should be further along by now. I should have figured this out already. I'm running out of time. That feeling of time running out isn't anxiety. It's divine timing activating your urgency. Your soul knows something your mind doesn't, that we're in a unique window of opportunity right now. The collective consciousness is more open to change than it's been in decades. Your mission matters now, not later. Start where you are, with what you have. Stop waiting for perfect timing, perfect circumstances, perfect preparation. The urgency you feel is telling you that imperfect action right now is better than perfect action that never happens. If you recognize yourself in these signs, if your heart is racing right now, because finally someone is describing your exact experience, then let me tell you something that's going to change everything. Your activation period is now, not when you feel ready, not when you have it all figured out, not when the path becomes clear, right now. These aren't symptoms of confusion, they're symptoms of activation. You're not lost, you're being called. You're not broken, you're being prepared. You're not behind, you're exactly on time. But knowing you're activated and actually stepping into your mission are two completely different things. And that's where most people get stuck. They feel the activation. They recognize the signs. They know they're called. And then they freeze. They wait. They make excuses. They say, I'm not ready yet. I need more training. I need more healing. I need more time. Stop. Just stop. I'm about to give you the 4 steps that will change everything, but first I need you to understand something that took me years to learn. Here's what nobody tells you about your spiritual mission. You don't activate when you're ready. You become ready by activating. I spent years, waiting to feel qualified enough, healed enough, wise enough to step into my purpose. I thought I needed more certifications, more meditation retreats, more therapy sessions. I thought I had to be this perfect, enlightened being before I could help anyone else. And you know what happened? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because perfection isn't the requirement. Authenticity is. Step 1. Stop waiting for permission. Listen to me very carefully. Your soul doesn't need credentials from anyone, not your family, not your friends, not society, not even other spiritual teachers. You didn't come here with a resume. You came here with a frequency. You came here with a vibration that this world desperately needs. The people who are meant to find you aren't looking for your qualifications. They're looking for your truth. They're looking for someone who's been where they are, who's felt what they feel, who can look them in the eye and say, I understand, and there's another way. Start sharing your truth today, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, today. Someone out there is drowning in the same darkness you've already learned to navigate. Someone is asking the same questions you've already found answers to. Someone needs exactly what you have, your specific combination of wounds and wisdom, pain and power. You think you're not qualified? Your scars say otherwise. You think you don't have anything valuable to offer? Your survival says otherwise. Step 2. Embrace your weird. Every single thing that made you feel like a freak growing up. Every weird interest, every strange ability, every way you see the world differently. That's not your brokenness. That's your spiritual signature. That's your unique frequency that no one else on this planet can broadcast. What makes you different makes you needed. The world already has enough people trying to be normal. The world already has enough people following the same script, having the same conversations, living the same safe, small lives. What the world needs is you. Weird, wonderful, completely irreplaceable you. Stop trying to fit in. You weren't born to fit in. You were born to stand out. You were born to be the person who says the thing nobody else will say, who sees the thing nobody else can see, who offers the perspective that changes everything. Your weirdness is your gift. Your uniqueness is your superpower. The very things you've been trying to hide are the very things the world is desperately waiting for. Step 3. Trust your inner knowing. Your intuition isn't a suggestion. It's your mission guidance system. It's the direct line between your human self and your soul's blueprint. Every time you ignore it, every time you second-guess it, every time you ask 10 other people what you already know in your heart, you're not being humble. You're being afraid. Stop asking others what you already know. Stop looking outside yourself for validation of the truth that's burning inside you. Stop waiting for someone else to give you permission to trust yourself. Your soul came with instructions. They're written in the language of your desires, your dreams, your deepest knowing. When something lights you up for no logical reason, that's not random, that's guidance. When you meet someone and immediately know you're supposed to help them, that's not coincidence, that's assignment. When you feel called to share something, to create something, to change something, that's not ego, that's purpose. Trust it. Follow it, even when it doesn't make sense, especially when it doesn't make sense. Step 4. Serve through being. Your energy is your ministry. Your presence is your power. Your authenticity is your activism. You don't have to do more to matter more. You don't have to create more to contribute more. You just have to show up, really show up, as your highest, truest, most authentic self everywhere you go. When you walk into a room carrying your real energy instead of your performance energy, you give everyone permission to drop their masks too. When you speak your truth instead of saying what you think people want to hear, you create space for others to be honest too. When you choose love over fear, authenticity over approval, truth over comfort, you become a living invitation for others to do the same. Let your light do the talking. Don't preach, demonstrate. Don't convince, embody. Don't force, attract. The people who are ready for what you have will find you. The ones who aren't ready will pass by, and that's perfect too. I need to tell you something I've never shared before. For the longest time, I thought my mission had to look a certain way. I thought I had to be this always positive, always wise, always together person. I thought I had to have all the answers before I could help anyone find theirs. I spent years waiting to feel ready for my mission, waiting to feel worthy enough, healed enough, evolved enough. And you know what I learned? You don't become ready by waiting. You become ready by starting. You become qualified by serving. You become worthy by choosing to believe you already are. The truth is, your mission isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about being human. It's about showing up with your whole heart, even when that heart is still healing. And if you're still sitting there thinking, but what if I'm not enough? Let me tell you something that will change everything. What if I'm not enough? Here's what I need you to understand, and this might be the most important thing I ever say to you. You asking that question, what if I'm not enough, is proof that you are enough. Because the people who aren't enough never ask that question. They're too busy pretending they have it all figured out. Your humility is your qualification. Your self-doubt is your safeguard against ego. Your question is your answer. But let me tell you something that goes deeper than enough, deeper than ready, deeper than qualified. You didn't choose this path. This path chose you. Before you were born, before you took your first breath, before you had your first heartbreak or your first awakening, your soul made a contract. Not with the universe, with the very fabric of reality itself. You volunteered to be here during the most chaotic, most transformative, most crucial time in human history. When other souls were saying, that looks too hard, too painful, too uncertain, your soul stepped forward and said, I'll go, I'll remember, I'll help. Do you understand what that means? It means your very existence is an act of cosmic courage. It means every struggle you've endured, every dark night of the soul you've survived, every moment you wanted to give up but didn't, that wasn't random suffering. That was preparation. That was training. That was your soul forging you into the exact person this world needs right now. Your mission isn't a burden you carry, it's a gift you give. The world doesn't need another perfect person. The world needs another real person. It needs your specific combination of scars and stars, wounds and wisdom, darkness and light. It needs your exact frequency, your precise vibration, your unique way of seeing and being. Right now, as you're listening to this, something is shifting inside you. I can feel it. You can feel it. That's not just inspiration. That's activation. That's your soul recognizing itself in these words. That's your mission remembering why it came here. The world needs your unique light signature now. Not when you're healed enough. Not when you're wise enough. Not when you're brave enough. Now. Because the world is in crisis. And crisis doesn't wait for anyone to feel ready. Crisis demands authentic response from authentic people. Your light signature isn't your perfection. It's your particular way of being human. It's how you love, how you see, how you hope, how you heal. It's the way you laugh when something is truly funny. It's the way you cry when something is truly heartbreaking. It's the way you show up when someone needs you, even when you don't feel like you have anything to give. Here's something I need you to know. You're not alone in this mission. As you're watching this video, thousands of other lightworkers are having the same activation. They're feeling the same urgency, the same calling, the same mix of excitement and terror that you're feeling right now. Other lightworkers are activating too. They're in your city, in your workplace, in your family, They're the ones who feel too much, see too much, care too much. They're the ones who can't watch the news without crying, who can't have shallow conversations without dying inside, who can't pretend everything is fine when it's clearly not. You know who they are. You recognize them by their depth, their authenticity, their refusal to participate in the collective pretending. They're your soul family, and they're waking up just like you are. Together, we're creating the new Earth. Not some fantasy utopia where everything is perfect, but a real world where people choose love over fear, truth over comfort, connection over isolation. We're creating a world where sensitivity is valued, where authenticity is rewarded, where being real is more important than being right. But here's the thing about Lightworker missions. They only work when they're shared. Light that's hidden under a bushel doesn't illuminate anything. Truth that's kept secret doesn't transform anything. Love that's hoarded doesn't heal anything. Your activation isn't complete until you activate others. Your awakening isn't finished until you help others wake up. Your mission isn't fulfilled until you help others find theirs. So here's what I need you to do. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, but right now while your soul is still vibrating at this frequency. If this message activated something in you, if you felt that electric recognition running through your body, if you found yourself nodding along thinking, yes, finally someone gets it, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with another Lightworker who needs to hear this. You know who they are. They're the friend who's been feeling lost lately. They're the family member who's been going through their own spiritual crisis. They're the co-worker who seems to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. Comment below with activated if you're ready to step into your mission. Not when you feel qualified, not when you have it all figured out. Right now, exactly as you are. Because your soul doesn't need your permission to start serving. And remember, you don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step. You don't have to understand the entire plan to begin your part. You just have to trust that the same intelligence that created the stars also created you, and it doesn't make mistakes. Your soul doesn't speak Sanskrit. It speaks truth. And your truth, messy, imperfect, beautifully human truth, is exactly what this world needs right now. Not someone else's truth, not some guru's truth, not some ancient text's truth. Your truth. The truth that you've earned through every experience you've had, every lesson you've learned, every time you've fallen down and gotten back up. The world has been waiting for you, not the perfect version of you, not the healed version of you, not the enlightened version of you, just you, real, raw, authentic, courageously imperfect you. Your mission is calling. Your soul is ready. Your time is now. The only question left is, will you answer? Welcome to your activation, Lightworker. The world needs your light, and your light needs to shine.